mutating into a monstrous, giant, aberrant rat. As the creature grows, the terrified officer screams into his radio, frantically calling for backup and requesting a cyborg team, yelling that the person in the interrogation room is turning into a giant, aberrant beast. The giant, aberrant rat rampages. A police squad opens fire, but the bullets barely slow it down. As the officers retreat, a female officer reports that headquarters confirmed all cyborgs are deployed on other missions. The director adds grimly that support won't arrive for 10 minutes and their ammunition won't last that long. Realizing they can't fight it head-on, the director orders his team to their car. Their new plan is to lure the monster into the suburbs to buy time. The female officer jumps into a police van and starts the engine, while another officer braces himself inside. They speed through the city with the giant rat in hot pursuit, leaping between buildings. The female officer urges them to go faster to give the cyborgs more time. The van races up a mountain road and into a tunnel, but the beast is relentless. It closes the distance with a terrifying roar, its massive tooth-filled maw open. The monster slams into the back of the van, causing it to lose control, flip violently through the air, and crash. Inside the overturned van, the female officer hangs upside down, injured. With a look of despair, she thinks that in the end, they still couldn't make it. Just as the giant aberrant rat roars in triumph over the wrecked van, a massive explosion engulfs it. Help has arrived. A female cyborg with short purple hair and sleek armor. Hovering in the air, she locks on and unleashes a barrage of powerful purple missiles. The projectiles slam into the monster, creating a series of fiery explosions as she gives the command to kill. After the smoke clears, the cyborg lands on the crater-filled road. She finds a large tunnel and realizes the rat escaped by digging its way out, noting the beasts seem to be getting smarter. However, she sees shredded flesh and blood on the ground and concludes the creature is seriously injured and couldn't have gotten far. She decides she has a good chance to track it down. The scene shifts to the city skyline at 3 a.m. In his room, Lin Zichen is at his computer, not training, but writing. He reflects on his progress as a web novel author. He has written daily for over half a month, and his novel is now nearly 200,000 words. More importantly, his paid income has already surpassed 10,000 yuan. He thinks about the novel's future potential, noting it is still in the new book period. He eagerly wonders how much money he will make once it is officially launched. Too excited about his novel's income to sleep, Lin Zichen decides to train. He finds a deserted, unsurveilled alley to test his recent efforts. As he practices, he is pleased with his progress. His 100-meter sprint time has dropped to an incredible 3.43 seconds, and his vertical jump has reached 7.22 meters. He feels that if he continues improving at this rate, he will eventually achieve a saintly body. His training is interrupted by an unsettling gnawing sound. He turns and sees a shadowy figure hunched in a dark corner. The figure is a grotesque, rat-like creature, a mouseman. It is chewing on a human arm. Noticing Lin Zichen, the creature begs for its life, pleading for forgiveness and explaining it was just too hungry. It strangely promises that once full, it will come and pay its respects every year. Lin Zichen stares in horror, recognizing the creature as a mouseman. He immediately connects this sight to the news report about the giant mutant rat that escaped. He wonders with dawning dread if this creature is that same beast, now in a more humanoid, but no less monstrous form. Realizing the extreme danger, Lin Zichen decides he must inform the police. However, as he turns to leave, the mouseman panics, thinking he is its next meal. It stammers that it doesn't have to eat him and can go find others to devour instead. Before Lin Zichen can react, the creature springs into action. It leaps off the alley walls with blinding speed, ricocheting from side to side in a series of lightning-fast jumps. The mouseman lunges at him, screaming it wants to eat human meat as hunger overrides its fear. The attack is so fast that Lin Zichen realizes there is no time to dodge. With no other option, he faces the monster head-on. As the creature closes in, Lin Zichen meets its charge with a single, devastating kick to its jaw. The impact sends the mouseman spinning through the air before it crashes hard to the ground. The beast struggles to its feet, clutching its bleeding chest. It stares at Lin Zichen in disbelief, wondering how a weak-looking student could possess such overwhelming strength. Stunned and injured, the mouseman stares back at Lin Zichen, shocked by his unexpected power. Before it can recover, a rock suddenly flies through the air and slams into its head. Seizing the advantage, Lin Zichen gives the monster no chance to retaliate. He unleashes a furious storm of rocks, throwing them with incredible speed and precision. The mouseman is completely overwhelmed by the relentless assault, unable to defend itself as the rocks pummel its body. After a few moments, the onslaught stops. Lin Zichen stands at the end of the alley, breathing heavily. He watches the spot where the creature fell, noticing it is no longer moving. He approaches cautiously and finds his attack was more devastating than he imagined. The mouse man is obliterated, reduced to a steaming pile of skeletal remains. Wondering if the creature was truly dead, Lin Zichen touches the pile of bones. A surge of blue energy flows into him, and a system notification confirms he has devoured a trace of the giant mutant rat's life source, increasing his codex progress to 7%. He is disappointed to only absorb 2% this time, compared to the 5% from the scorched corpse. He theorizes the difference is due to the varying amount of Rat King gene each heretic had consumed. Realizing it was nearly morning and unsafe to stay, he heads home. Moments after he leaves, the purple-haired female cyborg lands in the empty alley. She stands over the steaming bones, wondering who could have killed the rat man. The scene shifts to a dark building where a sinister ritual is happening. A hooded cultist carries an unconscious woman to a large, glowing red summoning circle. He places her in the center and kneels, offering her to his Lord Rat God to enjoy. From the darkness, menacing, multi-lensed red eyes glare back. A deep, angry voice questions why there is only one woman, accusing the cultist of trying to starve it. The voice complains the offering isn't even a mouthful and threatens to make the cultist part of the sacrifice. The cultist prostrates himself in terror, desperately begging to explain. Still on the floor, the terrified cultist explains that young women have become cautious lately, rarely going out at night and always traveling in groups, making them hard to capture. The massive, shadowy rat god looms over him, its deep voice commanding that if women are too difficult, he should catch young men instead. The cultist immediately agrees. Suddenly, a large, bloody chunk of raw meat is thrown onto the floor. The cultist greedily grabs it and begins to devour it raw, thanking his Lord Rat God for the blessing. As he eats, the ritual reaches its gruesome climax. Massive red tentacles emerge from the summoning circle, wrapping around the unconscious woman and lifting her into the air. The monstrous, multi-eyed maw of the rat god opens wide and devours her whole. Sounds of chewing and crunching echo through the building. After its meal, the Lord Rat God gives one final, chilling order. It tells the cultist not to capture ordinary people next time, complaining their meat is too bitter. The entity declares it wants to eat nobles who live in luxury, believing their meat will be more tender. To help Shen Qinghan improve her martial arts grades, Lin Zichen holds special training sessions with her at her house. During one session, he acts as her personal coach, correcting her form. He adjusts her arm, stance, and shoulders, explaining how to generate more power and maintain better balance. Once her posture is corrected, he tells her to attack him with her full strength. She lunges at him with a determined punch. Lin Zichen easily catches her fist, praising her for the precise angle and improved power. He also catches her follow-up kick, pointing out a flaw in her form and demonstrating the correct technique by physically moving her leg into the proper position. After the intense session, an exhausted and sweaty Shen Qinghan collapses onto the floor. She catches her breath, telling him that even though she is exhausted, she can feel her martial arts strength has genuinely improved. Still kneeling on the floor, a motivated Shen Qinghan tells Lin Zichen that training 3 times a week isn't enough and asks if they can do it every day. Lin Zichen tells her that isn't necessary, explaining her body couldn't handle a daily high-intensity regimen. Shen Qinghan agrees and decides to stick with their current schedule. Just then, Lin Zichen's phone buzzes. As he takes it out, Shen Qinghan leans in curiously, asking if it's a special news report. He looks at the screen and sees 2 major headlines. The first announces that the Jishin Corporation will provide free treatment for former mechanical prodigy girls left disabled by early mechanical modifications. The second, more shocking report reveals a genius from Beijing University has successfully fused with the 1,000-threaded spider beast gene, breaking the record for the youngest person to undergo a dual gene fusion. Lin Zichen's eyes widen as he reads the second story, immediately realizing this genius must be the same prodigy from the capital he has been competing with for years. Most people cannot undergo gene fusion until adulthood, as a younger body can't withstand the backlash from beast genes and risks severe mutation. However, this prodigy has now successfully undergone a second gene fusion at the young age of 18. Lin Zichen is left to ponder the prodigy's incredible physical talent and wonder if gene fusion is indeed the best path to power. busy with his new career as a web novel author. Thanks to his incredible writing speed, his novel is an instant hit. The comment section is filled with readers amazed by his output, with one calling him a tentacle monster for posting 50,000 words on the first day. Lin Zichen reflects that with his use in advance and celestial root of wisdom attributes, a month of practice allows him to type at 10,000 words per hour. This efficiency means writing takes only about an hour a day, leaving him plenty of time for training. His father, Lin Yansheng, enters and praises his success. He estimates that if Lin Zichen maintains a stable plot and a 10,000-word daily pace, he could earn around 50,000 wen in his first month. He adds that once the novel's word count grows, making 100,000 wen a month would not be a problem. Lin Zichen is thrilled. With an income of 50 to 100,000 wen a month, he will no longer have to worry about funding his quest to unlock the exotic beast codex. He sets a firm goal. He will use his first 2 months' fees to finally unlock the savage giant eagle codex. The scene shifts to his martial arts class, where the teacher, Yao Yuanfeng, announces a sparring session to assess progress. Lin Zichen's overwhelming power is on full display. He completely crushes the field, effortlessly defeating every opponent with powerful kicks and punches. No one lands a single hit on him. After the session, his teacher presents him with his prize money. Lin Zichen reflects on the successful day, pleased that he not only earned another 888 yuan, but also gained crucial experience points toward his survival of the fittest achievement. While Lin Zichen dominated, Shen Qinghan's results were not as stellar. As usual, she ranked last. Her friend Chu Rui tries to comfort the dejected girl. However, her training with Lin Zichen has clearly paid off. She now has the ability to fight back. A flashback shows her previous match against Wen Yuntong, the second worst student in the class, where she was defeated in under 3 seconds. This time, Shen Qinghan held her ground for nearly 3 minutes. More impressively, she actively traded blows, landing several punches and kicks. Her martial arts teacher, Yao Yuanfeng, was very impressed by her progress. He praised her hard work and encouraged her to keep it up. With the sparring session concluded, the teacher gathered the class and made a new announcement. He declared that in 1 month, their class would challenge the elite class of the second years, setting an ambitious goal for them to take down every student except for their top 3 fighters. The class roared back in confident agreement. The teacher was pleased with their fighting spirit. A month passes quickly. Lin Zichen's web novel has been a massive success, and he checks his bank account to see a balance of 89,000 wen. With his new funds, he immediately heads to the supermarket to finally buy the beast meat he needs. He tells the female employee at the counter he would like to purchase some savage giant eagle meat. The employee informs him of a special promotion. If he buys 100 jin all at once, he will receive a 5% discount. After a moment of thought, Lin Zichen decides to hold off on the purchase for now. He concludes it would be more strategic to wait until he has saved up enough to buy all 100 jin at once to take advantage of the discount, figuring he will likely have enough by the following month. The next day at school, Shen Qinghan excitedly tells Lin Zichen the cafeteria has a new stir-fry counter, and she has heard the chef's dishes are delicious. He agrees to go with her. They arrive at the counter, where several chefs are busy, and both are impressed by the amazing aroma. After getting their food, they sit down at a table. Lin Zichen comments that it was a good thing they arrived early, as a long line has already formed. Their meal is interrupted by a loud argument in the line. One student accuses another of cutting, but the second claims his desk mate was saving his spot. The argument escalates, with the first student insisting saving a spot is still cutting, and the second becoming defiant. Shen Qinghan recognizes one of the voices and points out to Lin Zichen that their friend, He Yu, is the one arguing. She asks if they should check on him. Lin Zichen glances over and calmly tells her it probably isn't necessary, observing that He Yu has an aggressive presence and seems to have already scared the other guy off. Lin Zichen's assumption is incorrect. The student He Yu was arguing with stands his ground, looking down at He Yu with a condescending expression and calling him a punk. He Yu finds himself surrounded as the student is joined by his friends. The leader of the group asks He Yu what his deal is. One of the other bullies smugly states they have no deal. They are simply cutting in line. Enraged, He Yu yells at them to get to the back of the line. He is shocked by their audacity and realizes he is outnumbered. Despite this, He Yu tries to hold them back, spreading his arms to block them. He wonders why no one in the crowded cafeteria is stepping in. From their table, Shen Qinghan watches with concern, pointing out to Lin Zichen that their friend He Yu is being bullied. Just as the bullies are about to push past He Yu, a hand clamps down on the leader's shoulder. It is Lin Zichen, his face shadowed and intimidating. He calmly tells the student to please line up properly. The bully turns around and confronts Lin Zikan with a smirk, defiantly asking what he can possibly do about it if he refuses. Instead of escalating the fight physically, Lin Zikan responds with a sly grin. He pulls out his phone and coolly informs the bully that he will report him. The bully leader scoffs at the threat, calling reporting shameful. With He-Yu smirking beside him, Lin Zikan coolly retorts that he finds cutting in line even more shameful. Unwilling to be reported, the group of bullies gives up and walks away in frustration. The scene shifts to a luxurious villa in a wealthy district of Shanghai City, where the rat god cult is holding a secret meeting. Their leader, a man in a black hooded robe, sits on a throne-like chair and addresses his followers. He announces that one of their members, Sha Chang, is dead, explaining that he went crazy at the market and was killed after provoking the security squad. Another cultist mutters that it is good riddance. The leader then introduces a new young man who will be taking Sha Chang's place. He relays a new, chilling order from their Lord Rat God. From now on, they must only capture and sacrifice noble elites, as their god finds ordinary people to be too bitter. This new directive causes concern. Two members speak up, arguing that capturing nobles is too risky. They reason that while a missing ordinary person might be overlooked, a missing noble would cause serious trouble. The cult leader suggests they target the sons of rich but powerless merchants to lower the risk. He then turns his attention back to the newcomer. He instructs him that, as he is new, he should not go after nobles yet. Instead, he is to practice by capturing a handsome young man as a sacrifice to one of the rat god's subordinates. The newcomer, his face hidden in the shadows of his hood, confidently accepts the mission, promising he will not just find any handsome man, but will offer the most handsome man in the entire city to the divine child.
Thanks for watching. I'm going to see you next video.